Hey, ladies, super excited as always for today's podcast episode where we are talking about the labor of self discovery, birthing confidence amidst your challenges. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited. If this is your first time tuning into this message, my name is Breye'l and I am your confidence coach. In this season, we are talking about birthing your confidence. So this way you can show up personally and professionally more confident and authentically confident to be exact. So, if you've missed the previous episodes, you got to tune in, right? Because we're going through the process of what it is going to take within you to step into a space of recognizing that confidence is a journey to go upon, just like birthing a baby, right? But it's not just step one, step two. You don't just go buy your confidence from Walmart. You have to labor that confidence. And within the laboring phase comes you birthing self discovery, right? So here's what I've been thinking about as I've been pregnant is the labor that's going to come for me to push the baby out. And what I've recognized is that I've been going through so many emotions about how I think labor is going to be, right? And a lot of this has come from what other people have stated that labor is light, right? So you ever realize whenever you want to do something that you're kind of caught up in other people's opinions? Someone told you that in order for you to start that business, it's going to be hard. In order for you to lose weight, it's going to be hard. In order for you to find a person that you want to marry, it's going to be hard. In order for you to do any of these things, it's going to be hard. Now, I do want to point out the fact that when we look up the definition of labor, it is defined as work, especially hard physical work, right? Another definition of labor is to make great effort. Imagine if you change your perspective of something being totally hard or very difficult to do to changing your perspective to just now you have to make a great effort. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that sound better, right? And that's what I've been doing lately when it comes down to recognizing that it's almost time for me to give labor. I have like a few days left. And I now recognize that instead of me seeing it as something that's going to be hard from somebody else's perspective, it's just something I'm going to have to make a great effort into doing. And it's the same thing when it comes down to you birthing confidence. You're going to have to make a great effort into going through the stages of self-discovery, right? Because confidence, again, it comes from within, but within really means the discovery of the self. You only can show up as confident as your willingness to go deep into your perspective of you, your worthiness of you, your admiration of you, your value of you. How much work are you willing to put in your journey of self-discovery? How much are you willing to stop pointing the fingers at others and start to point the finger back at yourself? How deep are you willing to go into this process? Go from within, pull that inner strength and determination. How deep are you willing to go into yourself for you to really see that the transformation that you want, it comes from within, but it also comes with challenges. So I want to talk about some of the challenges that I know that you're facing when it comes down to you feeling more confident, right? Some of the challenges that I know that you're facing is the emotional and the mental challenges, right? That you have within your mental mind, right? That you have within your subconscious conversation. That when nobody's around and it's 11 o'clock at night, or you just happen to be sitting on the toilet and you're just thinking. I know some of the challenges that come up when you have the desire to be more confident is the emotional and mental struggle that you're going through from reflecting on what you've been through inside of the past. My solution for you is to recognize that you got to start talking less. And I'm talking about the mental chatter. You have to start talking less and start feeling more, right? I want you to start to stay focused on coming out of what you've been through, stepping out of that, knowing that you're coming into the second trimester, knowing that what you've been through is what you've been through, and the lessons that you've been through, the life situations that you've been through, you can't change them. And a lot of the conversation that's blocking you right now, emotionally, is mental, is the words that you're telling yourself about what you've been through, right? The chatter that you have inside of your head about your experience. What's interesting about experiences is they're all about perspective, right? You can have a scenario where you, hypothetically speaking, may ask your ex-boyfriend. Somebody may ask you, why'd y'all break up? You got one story. Your ex-boyfriend got a whole different story. It doesn't mean that your story is right or his story is wrong. It's just the proof that perception. It could be a car accident, right? Police normally try to investigate right after the car accident because they know that once time has passed, people's perspective about what happened during an accident, it changes because over time you've told yourself different things and you've tried to shapeshift how situations went. So perspectives change in due time. It's the same thing for you. In order for you to recognize that there's going to be challenges, right? And that you have to labor, put in the hard work, even in the midst of the challenges, is going to be your emotional and mental perspective on how you believe the experience is going right now. I know you want to stay on top of your game, right? I know you want to just be like, okay, I'm going through this new situation and I want to feel good. I want to feel confidence. You want to give your best. I know you want to give your best, but you're trying to figure out, if I'm trying to give my best, then why do all of these thoughts keep popping up inside of my head, right? So what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out, how do I clear my mind? How do I clear my mind? You clear your mind by keeping your heart open to the possibilities of the new, by recognizing that this is the opportunity in your life for you to learn more. Jim Rohn talks about in his book, The Seasons of Life, that we're all going to go through winters, right? Again, I love gardening. And a part of gardening that people know is that in the wintertime, you really can't plant many seeds or you really can't grow much. That's why the fall time comes and you harvest up everything. The ground gets cold, it gets cold outside. That's the winter time, right? You have the option to reflect on what you've already been through, but the winter time is really used to learn more, to prepare for the spring, to till up the old soil, to get those old roots out of there so that way you can plant new plants inside of the new situation, to release the blockages. That's what the winter time is about. We all go through winter times inside of our life. You may feel like you're in a winter time right now, right? But if you're in the winter time, let me tell you, it's time for you to get inside of a space where you're willing to learn more, to prepare more, because just like a labor, right? I've been reading up on books. I've been watching YouTube videos. I'm in a birthing class. I surround myself with other mothers who have either already been through the experience or going through experiences of labor. And I'm surrounding myself with women who are empowered in a positive way to know that the labor is something that we're going to have to make great effort at, but we don't have to see it as hard. You don't have to see your confidence journey as being hard. You just have to see it as something that you're willing to make a great effort towards, something that you're willing to keep your heart open to. I want you to recognize that you have to release the memories from the past relationships, the things that you went through, some of the things that you've allowed, the things that you should have, could have, would have saved yourself from, giving all your time and energy to the wrong people. It's making you feel down. It's making you feel disturbed. You want to clear your mind of that. Clearing your mind means opening up your heart. Opening up your heart is something that's very vulnerable to do, but that's the only way you're going to be able to get through this labor period. I'm one of them type of women where whenever it's time for me to go to the OBGYN, and they want you like spread your legs open so they could like look inside your vagina. That's such a vulnerable period for me. I'm grown, 30 years old, and I'm still like, ooh, you want to look inside my vagina? Even though I know there's nothing wrong with that, right? It just still is so vulnerable that it scares me a little bit to do that, right? And so what I want you to know is that as you're going through this period of laboring, somebody's gonna have to look at your personal areas, right? Somebody's gonna have to be inside of your space where they're looking at the vulnerable parts of you. You're gonna have to be willing to open yourself up to those vulnerable parts, right? Finding more people in groups who may be at that same beginning journey of you, or maybe they are at the next journey, right? Maybe they're at the second trimester. They may be a little more ahead of you. They may be a lot more ahead of you, but finding people who can relate to the positive transformation that you want to make. Because again, labor comes in stages. There's 3 stages of labor, right? And that's what I've been recognizing as I've been about to give birth. But the birthing center where I'm having a baby, they surely let us know, don't call us when you first start having contractions. Nope. Wait till them contractions get deep. Wait till them contractions get five minutes apart. Wait till they're back to back. Imagine that, right? You just be inside of a space where you kind of got to go through what you got to go through at first, but then when it gets hard, you have that community surrounding you. I want you to know that in my book club, the Confidence Corner, you don't have to wait until stage 3 of labor. You can come join right now while you're inside the first stage of labor, right? You can come and start your journey of self-discovery right now. You can just have broken up in that relationship yesterday, but as long as you're ready to change your mindset, as long as you're willing to talk less, feel more, clear your mind, keep your heart open, as long as you're ready to release those blocks and recognize that positive people want to be surrounded by other positive people, and that when you join in this book club, women, it's okay for you to tell your story, but it's also okay for you to feel better. It's also okay for you to feel confident. It's also okay for you to feel empowered. It's also okay for you to feel like you can make it. It's better to feel that type of way, right? It's better for you to feel like what it is that you're going through is something that somebody else has already went through, and because you're willing to get yours in a positive way, get your breakthrough, get your solution in a positive way, because you're willing to go through what you've been through is going to be so worthy for you to help somebody else get through that in a particular way that is very unique to you. So when we talk about the labor of self-discovery, inside the Confidence Corner, we help you discover more about yourself, the beautiful parts about you that you like, and also some of the ugly, right? Because one thing that women love when we work together one-on-one is that I help them see them ugly parts. I help them discover within themselves, like, oh, Breye'l, honey, you helped me see that. How I was thinking about that was negative. What I was thinking about was not the right way. You helped me get clarity on that, right? That's the labor of self-discovery. Discovering yourself is so beautiful once you start to go through the journey of self-discovery, because you stop looking at yourself again as a victim of what somebody else has put you through, and you start to see what it is that you kind of put yourself through and what it is now that you can start to overcome. That's so beautiful. And we want you to overcome so much inside of the book club. We want you to come into our private corner and know that that is a safe space for you to build your confidence. It's a judgment-free zone. And that inevitably, when you get inside that space, you're going to birth your confidence amidst the challenges, right? Amidst the negative thinking, in the midst of feeling low sometimes, feeling down sometimes, and you're going to be surrounded by a group of women who want to see you grow, who care so much about you. That's why I love the community, right? We care so much about you, because when you feel sad and you're scared to birth, that energy goes into what it is that you're birthing. And we want you and what you're birthing to be something that's so powerful, something that makes a change and an impact inside of the world. And you can start to see that here right now. So join the book club, apply down below. We're going to one-on-one call, see if you're a great fit for it. And I'm totally looking forward to you being inside of this season of birthing your confidence, because I recognize that you can't labor alone. You don't want to labor alone. You want to start being that woman who recognizes that you can have friends, you can have other women that support you, and that you don't have to be, I don't got no friends, I don't really connect well with people. The book club ain't for you. If you're a person who loves to connect and loves to be open and love to have people supporting you, then the Confidence Corner is exactly where you need to be. So until our next conversation, Queen, I'll see you later.